think Kirishima is the ideal son-in-law. The first time he meets your parents, he is the type of person to give full of gift and compliment. Not in a hypocritical way, but just because he literally already adores your family, and even if it's the first time that they meet. On your family's side, it's the same story. Your parents have prepared enough to eat to feed a whole army. Your brother and sister, if you have some, had prepared their best anecdotes to embarrass you. And even the neighbor had come by to say hello, to praise you in front of your boyfriend. But try to understand them too. They've wanted to meet him for so long. And the way you've talked about him, it was getting harder and harder for them to wait. In the end, everything is going very well. A little too much. At the end of the day, nobody wanted to leave Kirishima, and the same goes for him. If you had listened to them, you would have already moved into your parents' house. It's to ask if your parent wouldn't rather adopt him and throw you away. You had to promise them to come back next week. Once back home, Kirishima couldn't believe how great your family was. It was almost sad that he didn't meet them before. It was really cute, really. Everyone was happy, so were you. You couldn't ask for a better first encounter. When you went to bed that night, you realized how happy you were to have such great family and a great boyfriend. We all know that Shinsou is rather shy. When you asked him if he would be willing to spend an afternoon with your family, his first reaction was to panic. Because of his past, he was afraid that by learning what his quirk was, your parent would be against your relationship, and that would be his worst nightmare. He wanted so much to kindly decline the offer, but seeing your puppy dog eye, he couldn't say no. Anyway, he'd have to meet your family. You have to meet them one day, won't he? I mean, he can't marry you if he never met your family before. During the whole trip, you could feel his stress increasing as you approached the family's home. Seeing your boyfriend in this state, you tried your best to reassure him, telling you that your family never judged people like that, or that you were sure that everything was going to be okay. Without lying, it helped him a little, but really just a little. Much to his relief, the day went wonderfully. Your parents are the type of people who don't care about quirks and all that. They are most interested in his future project, his family, or his life in general. On the contrary, the rest of your family found his quirk so cool that he had to spend a whole day answering all of their questions. From the kitchen, where you were chatting with your mother, you could see him, and even from afar, you could see a little smile on the corner of his lips. This evening, when you got home, he discussed his feeling on the way, and to his surprise, it was he who asked to come back next week, and this time, much more confident. On the morning of your first meeting with your parent, Izuku woke up 3 whole hours earlier than usual for the sole purpose of, I quote, getting ready and making sure everything was going to be perfect. He's been planning this meeting for about a week. He even asked his mother to teach him how to bake cakes so that he can bring them to your family. The poor man is so stressed that he nearly fainted 3 times on the way to your house. After all, everything has to be perfect. Your parent have to like him so that he can ask you to marry him as soon as possible afterwards. Dating Izuku is that. I don't think that a relationship with him is for a few days. No. If you go out with him, you can be 99% sure that it's going to end in a marriage. The proof? After a few weeks, you already met his mother because he was sure you were the right person. I think Izuku is the kind of boy that everyone's like, from your parent to your aunt and uncles. But the worst? Kids. I think he spent more time playing with your little brother and sisters than anything else. Seeing him so joyful and happy playing with kids almost made your heart explode with joy. Your parents adored him so much that at the end of the day, your mother whispered a word in your ear saying that it would be better for you to keep him preciously. Next year, your father gave him his blessing. He was so happy that he cried. He cried so much that he had to buy 3 bottles of water on the way home.